It's engineered for perfection. Every contour sculpted for uninterrupted motion. Wider, smoother, more refined, and drives like a dream. Introducing the 2026 E470. Experience the difference.
You don't go out to the club with all your good-looking friends, do you? You go with your ugly friends, so you look like the good-looking one.
It's That Car Show, back with a cruise show. And what don't we cover in this one? What gets you waved in these days at the best cars and coffees? The leapers and the braccarazzi are apparently the new gatekeepers, plus industry whispers. Dan rents a benzo, Lindsay parks a truck, I start shopping for a new car, and yes, we talk about that damn Ferrari Luce. Give us a follow, and don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It's Dan, it's Lindsay, it's me, Ryan, and it's That Car Show.
So welcome to this week's car show, another cruise show this week. I think it's been a relatively quiet week for car stuff, but Lindsay, you were down in Southern California and visiting old haunts?
Yes, a brief trip down for Memorial Day, and of course I had to hit Crystal Cove. It was a pretty quiet weekend there car-wise, but even then, quiet at Crystal Cove means that there's a Lamborghini Diablo and a Ferrari 550 and 3 McLarens. There was a really cute vintage Mustang in this kind of, it's not the Porsche color, but it was like a lava orange, like tangerine-ish, super cute. I was like the ultimate beach car. A Range Rover in this most brilliant blue matte that was like one of those colors that's almost too bright to look at, but it was just spectacular. I'm like, yes, that's my dream car right there.
Did you take anything fun to the show?
No, I just took my truck.
No,
which I do love though.
Just the truck. Just the
do,
truck.
Do you line that up with the other cars, or do you park around the corner, or because this is the dilemma as you roll up to an event, right? Where do you fit in the pecking order?
Well, no, I just park because that's what's so funny about Crystal Cove is like these cars are not clumped together because it's not official. People just go hang out because there are not a lot of ocean view parking lots. As I've said, this parking lot is right on PCH. The center's right on PCH. You can see the ocean. And so it's just a lovely place to go and have a cup of coffee. And while you're sitting there, it's a rolling car show with some pretty amazing cars usually, but they're all mixed in. So I just park with the rest of them. But I know what you're talking about because there were several times when I would go up to Good Vibes and I was in the X3 and I'm like, the soccer mom that got lost and made her way to Evangelist Crest. And I'm like,
is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as the introverted car? Like, even if you have something pretty special, you still don't want to park it. And it's not about not wanting to show it, it's just being very introverted.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that a thing?
I think so.
It's like sleeper, right? I mean, is that what we call sleeper?
I never used to want to show my... So Exotics in Redmond have got a bar, and mine made it over the bar, but I never would want to show it. So I would park my Porsche around the back. Just weird. I just didn't want to show it.
Well, there's something nice about kind of being able to slip in and slip out too.
Yeah.
There's that, right? Yeah. And then I think the new, bar setters for me are the car spotters, or the leapers, right at the entrance and exits to these places. I went to our friend Willis Wood's very first Cars and Coffee here in Denver on Saturdays. Big hit. Ton of people, some really great cars. I got there a little bit late because there's a lot going on that day. And as I pull in, there were 3 or 4 kids at the entrance with big cameras, and none of them gave me a second glance. And I was all proud of the GT4. It was freshly clean, thanks to Spider Auto Detailing and all this. I thought for sure I'd get at least one snap. And then I got there, and then I realized, yes, there are multiple McLarens. There were 2 Ford GTs, there was a Unimog. There was some far more interesting,
really unique stuff.
So I think if you're going to roll up in a GT4, clean or not, you get there early, right? When they still got lots of storage space on their memory card, right? But it was deflating.
I mean, it's such a wild scenario where a GT4 is run of the mill, where it's like that's passe. You're like,
yeah.
I mean, we're in a pretty great space if that's the case. But you know what I realized too, and it was parked again because they're all kind of scattered around. There was a Carrera GT there on Sunday or Monday morning. Yeah, there's a place called the Shake Shack. It's been there forever. And a gorgeous, like 21 window Volkswagen bus pulled out and 2 really cute bugs. And so we were trying to get pictures of them. So I had to go a little farther south. And as I went by the center, I looked over and, it's such a distinctive tail, like the struts for the wing. I saw it and I'm like, I think there's a Carrera GT in there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That was pretty great.
Those paparazzi kids have got a nickname. Have you guys heard this?
Yeah.
Broccarazzi?
Leapers.
Broccarazzi or broccoli heads?
Yeah, broccoli heads now. Yeah.
Well, Tori coined Broccarazzi over the weekend because
there
were Broccarazzi all over the parking lot.
And it is interesting because they do seem to be the new gatekeepers, and we should do like brackets or whatever, right? Like to break down what is it exactly, because I think, I would argue if my car had been in something like a Python green, they would have been all over it, right? But I think color's part of it. I think rarity's part of it. I think time of the day is part of it. But I think they are the new arbiters of taste at cars and coffees everywhere. There's something about, I think, when you grow your hair like that, and those days are long gone for me, but
it gives you
a sense
an air of authority.
That's right. It's like, carrying a clipboard. Yeah. So.
Nice.
I mean, I think we're sunk if that's the case. But are they, are they called leapers?
I've heard the term leapers. Have you not heard the term leapers? I think that's an LA thing. F-Spot on YouTube uses that term, and he seems to know what he's talking about. So,
I mean,
and I think that's because
accurate.
they'll leap right in front of you, right?
Right.
And if you hit them, it's still your fault. But maybe that broccoli hair will, afford some degree of impact protection.
Crumple zone.
That's right. That's exactly what it looks like. So.
Broccoli crumple zone. Yeah. Well, I was up in Seattle last week, and I rented a car.
Nice.
And I did my usual trick. I went to the rental desk and said, "Do you have anything fun?" And the gentleman went behind the desk, came back, and said, "How about a Mercedes?" And I'm not going to turn down a Mercedes. So this was the CLE. So it's a 2-door coupe. It was the CLE 300 with some sort of AMG kit, but I think we're way beyond any engineering from AMG on that car.
Yeah.
But have you guys driven the CLE before I talk about it? I've got thoughts.
Yeah.
Not yet, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Spent a couple of days in both the coupe and cabrio version of the 53, the E53. So sort of the light AMG. So the AMG, but not, the 63, right? I thought the coupe was an okay car. Nothing wowed me. I was shocked at the lack of structural rigidity in the convertible. It was a brand new car, supplied by Mercedes-Benz. And it just, it felt like I was in a Chrysler Sebring, they looked great, but it wasn't enough power to be, to have me impressed with the power. Right, with the 53. So it didn't do anything that great. Maybe you'll agree with me. I thought the infotainment was a little wacky. I thought the steering was quite dead. It just didn't do anything that great. It felt like a rental car, for lack of a better term. And it sounds like maybe you had the same impressions.
Yeah, so you're saying that was the CLE. Was it the AMG though?
It was, so it was the what they call the E53. So it was the AMG, but not the full AMG, right? And I think you probably had the CLE, is it the 350? 300, okay, with maybe the AMG package, the appearance package or something. So so even, lesser on the totem pole, I guess, but not impressed.
Well, this thing, I think, firstly, I got in the car 11,000 miles on the clock. And we know that mileage on rental cars equates to dog miles in years, right? Dog years.
Yeah.
So times it by 7, 8, or 9, and you get to the real.
Yeah.
But 11,000 miles, so it'd obviously been well driven.
Yeah.
They overdo it. Now, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but they overdo it with lighting inside the cabin.
Dan, yes.
My God, it was like I don't know what
Disco?
it was like a disco from the
yeah.
80s or something. But you've got lights everywhere.
Yeah. Tell Roxanne to turn the lights out. It was
that's right. Like, the village people are sat in the back. But yes, and it has the iPad screen. So I did a bit of research to see what the average age of a Mercedes owner was in North America. And can you guys guess how old the average Mercedes-Benz owner is in North America?
I bet it's a lot younger than it used to be.
Yeah. That's I'm
And
gonna go with 37.
I mean, and I would say it's very model dependent, right? Something like what you drove, more of an entry level car, is going to be, not to mention the CLA, right? But compared to an S class or an SL, I'm sure it's quite. But I'll say 41.
So it was 54.
Really?
And the reason I kind of did that research was, no matter what car you have, model in the range, some things are going to be the same, and the technology is going to be very similar as you go through the different.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
There were no physical buttons. Was the first issue, and I guess the older you get, the more you want to touch stuff and not have to search for things in menus.
Yeah.
That was my first. Like, the user experience was just shit. The sunroof, to open the sunroof, and it took me an hour to figure this out. You don't press the button, you swipe it. It's almost like you Tinder the sunroof to get the sunroof open. Yeah. So, like,
and it's not. There's no haptic feedback, if I recall.
No.
So you're just kind of like trying to summon this thing, and you don't know which way it's going to go or what's going to happen.
So you're just in the car going, "Open sesame."
Yeah, casting spells.
I even went to a point where I went into the menu settings and said, "Turn on the Hey Mercedes," and I went, "Hey Mercedes, open the sunroof." And you do not have a subscription. I'm like, fuck. So, and it was a beautiful sunny day in Seattle when I arrived.
Are you serious? You actually encountered the subscription
for the Mercedes
model?
Hey Mercedes. Yeah. Wow. I guess if you buy the car, they set you up with a subscription, right?
Right. You would think.
Yeah. So the cabin was comfortable. It, nice driving position, but the technology was awful. I had the sat nav fail on me twice with CarPlay. The
so how so? Like you mean it just wouldn't connect to CarPlay?
It got stuck on a screen and it wouldn't get back to the map.
Well, that's not helpful.
That happened twice to me.
Dan, that seems something that doesn't happen ever in cheap cars and only ever happens in expensive cars, or am I wrong?
It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's super strange. Maybe they just over-engineer these things to a point where... it was quite nippy. It's a 2-liter turbo, so you have to spool up the turbo. In the past, I've talked about the C-Class having a great chassis. This didn't have a great chassis. You get a bit bigger, and the handling was... in fact, shout out to friend of the show, Jeff Jones. I picked Jeff up to go and have some dinner, and his comment to me, "This rides like a Tesla." So I think Mercedes have gone a long way in the wrong direction when it comes to... I associate them with luxury. Now, I then looked, and this base price, and I don't think it was the one I drove, but maybe the one below, was $59,000. So are we expecting too much from a car if it's $59,000 versus $80,000?
When the average price is 50, is that the basic now?
I think they're just trying to do too much at that price point.
Could be.
And but that's a car. I mean, it's on the low end for Mercedes, right? As far as entry point and all that. That's a badge engineered car, I think, unfortunately. But it's I think that's the thing with the modern Mercedes-Benz lineup. It's not the days of yore where C-Class just drove like a smaller E-Class, which drove like a smaller S-Class, right? You just never know quite what you're gonna get, right? And I think a car like that is just, I don't know, it doesn't ooze Mercedes in the way that even a couple of the current models still do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's like so many of the manufacturers, when you look at, like you said, I mean, and a BMW is the same. There used to be a 3, a 5, and a 7 series. And Mercedes used to have the E, the C, and the whatever. And now it's like with crossovers and SUVs and like all the different, it's like smaller and smaller slices of the pie. And I think it's harder to keep it consistent.
And I would argue that, maybe the sedans and coupes aren't getting the attention that the crossovers and the SUVs are, right? Maybe they're not the big sellers anymore, but I'm so tired of being disappointed in things, right? Especially expensive things. And I think that still qualifies as an expensive car. It's certainly more than the average car, right? And it's got a 3-pointed star on it. I mean, there's certain expectations that go with that. And
I mean, there's definitely expectations for that brand. So Dan, would you, like, one of my kind of tests for a new car is how intuitive it is to figure things out. So would you say it sounds like it was not intuitive at all, especially with the sunroof issue?
Yeah, I mean, if it was getting a Doug score, it would get a 1 for... Yeah, I will say the stereo was good on it. Like, it had a Burmeister stereo, and you look at other brands, and that's a $5,000 upgrade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a $5,000 sounding system, but it's certainly better than the Bose or whatever, which, probably would have come standard with, right? Yeah. At least it's a German brand. At least they're sticking with it.
It was a fun car to have for a few days, but like I wouldn't be buying one.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. It's a shame.
So, yeah. Ryan, you're looking for the next electric car, aren't you?
We are, as we've talked about ad nauseum on this show, we've got a 2024 Polestar 2. We got this amazing deal when they were giving out doling out those deals like they were going out of style, especially here in Colorado. Of course, we no longer have the $7,500 federal tax credit. We still have some local credits and that kind of thing, but there's no getting a $60,000 car for $230 a month in 2026, right? And I think we're dead set on another EV, especially with the current price of gas. I mean, how can you go wrong? And we would keep this thing if we could, but they want to buy back a residual of $39,000. Now we've only got 15,000, 16,000 miles on the car. I still don't think it's worth $39,000. And the sad part is they're going to take this car, which doesn't have a scratch on it, which has such few miles, and they're going to put it on the lot for 32 or 34, but they won't sell it to me because it's artificially inflated. And so that puts us in a bind. Where do we go from here? I just saw that the Volvo EX30 has been discontinued, and I thought, well, maybe that would be a nice little car. And then I remembered how horrid the interiors were on those things. And there's a reason that people weren't buying them, and now they're discontinued. Volvo's got the new, I think it's the EX60, which is sort of the new XC60 EV, which DeMuro and others have said is pretty wonderful. But I just don't know if there will be deals to be found on a car like that. We could stick with Polestar. Polestar 3 is a pretty good car, pretty equivalent, I think, to the EX60, but they're really only dealing on the Polestar 4. And do you guys know much about the Polestar 4?
No.
Is this the one without the back window?
That's the first thing everyone says. Yeah, it has no back window. And I'm thinking, do I really want to drive a car with no back window? I mean, if you've ever driven a car with a video rear view mirror,
yeah,
sometimes there's a lag, or it's not perfect.
It's disconcerting.
It's disconcerting. I think it's nauseating if you look at it too long, right? It's sort of like riding a train backward or something. It just doesn't seem quite right. Ultimately, it's going to come down to price for us, I think. Anything's going to seem more expensive than what we're paying now. And so I'm open to suggestions. I think EV, I don't know if I can go Hyundai or Kia. I've told other people to buy them, but that's tough coming off a Polestar, which is basically a fancy
Genesis.
Well, I can't afford one of those G90s, and although I am kind of sold on the pumping of perfume into the cabin while you're driving. But
what's not to love?
Yeah, I don't know if you have any ideas. Probably looking at that $50,000-$60,000 space for an EV. Don't want anything smaller than the Polestar 2, nothing probably larger than an EX60. I think there are probably some loyalty retention type things that Polestar will throw up at us when it comes down to it. But we're looking at probably $600 to $800 for a very similar car to what we have now, which is quite a bit more, right, than $230. But those were the days of free Fiat 500Es, and those days are gone, unfortunately. And I do think we want to lease. I don't think we want to buy, because I'm still nuts. The prospect of buying an electric car and throwing all your money into that scares me a little bit still. So especially
you're just not there yet.
So, yeah.
Someone said the analogy, it's like buying cell phones. You don't buy the cell phone, you put it on it. The technology moves so quickly.
That's it, Dan. Yeah,
have a look at Cadillac. This was a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, but someone was saying there were some good deals to be had on Cadillac. I don't know if they're still there.
So Molly, my wife, says she will not drive a Cadillac. I would drive a Cadillac.
Get a Cadillac and a new wife.
That's it. Hey, I'm trying to save money here, Dan. It's so I'm not against it, and I think ultimately when it comes down to, she's basically given entrusted me with the process, and I have a feeling we'll probably come home with
I've just got this vision of Ryan going around and taking all the badges off of it.
Yeah. It is a Blackwing, but it's electric, I swear. Those engine noises are just being pumped through to the cabin. But I bet we come home with another Polestar or this Volvo EX60, which is, it looks to be a great car. And I think is a good middle ground for a household where one of us is very much an enthusiast and the other is very much not. And it's a car that we share. So, and when you've already got a sports car, your daily driver doesn't have to be that, right?
Right.
Should be respectable. Something else is not, embarrassed to be at school, right?
That's
the
tall
drill.
order.
Yeah. So open suggestions. Give us a shout.
Leave a comment and tell us what Ryan's next car should be.
Yes. The funnier the better.
Yeah.
And don't say new Ferrari Luce.
Right.
Because I can't afford it.
I know. Speaking of, what do you guys think?
Are we going there?
Yeah.
Let's go there because we have to go there.
But yeah.
I've heard a rumor that Ferrari are very much monitoring all the press feedback on this car and being very selective around future invitations to press junkets based on how people react to this electric car. So I love it. I think it looks amazing.
I mean, I'll say this.
I already ordered one.
I've ordered two.
Hi guys, me.
I will go against the grain. It isn't an unattractive car. It's just not a Ferrari.
Yeah, I think that's
there's not a molecule of heritage in that thing, right?
Like, it's fine, but yeah, it's not a Ferrari. I think that's the biggest issue, is that it's like nowhere in there do you look at it and see even a hint of the heritage of the brand and the design. I mean, just
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
Would the internet be in so much uproar if they'd put a Dino badge on it?
Ooh, Dan. We've been holding the Dino badge in our back pockets as a show for a couple of years, right? We've threatened to pull it out before. Maybe this was that time. It's I'll argue this. What if it had been what if it had looked like a Ferrari? Right? I mean, are we hung up truly on the looks, or are we hung up on the EV? Because our friend Maurice Merrick at Horsepower Heritage, who puts on a great podcast, had some good points. And it's the EU has these CO2 emissions performance regulations that are just getting more and more restrictive. And I think by 2029, he said that fleets must reduce their emissions by 15%, and 5 years later by a 55% reduction. And so, Ferrari is an independent, manufacturer. They have to find those numbers somewhere, right? But I look at this thing and it doesn't scream Ferrari. I look at this thing, it doesn't scream $500,000, right? And I look at this thing, and it doesn't scream Luce, for that matter, which is Italian for light. So maybe Dino, Dino was always kind of slapped on. Well, not always, because there were some attractive Dinos over the years, but that was put on cars like the 308 GT4, which was designed down, right? And maybe that badge would have worked on this. What do you think?
Maybe that would have been a better approach. And I don't have, like, the EV thing doesn't bother me because, like you said, for a million reasons, nearly all the manufacturers, if not all of them, are doing some sort of EV. So I didn't give that a second thought. It reminds me of like when Ford called the Mach-E the Mustang Mach-E, because you know what it is? It feels disingenuous, where it's like, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
Give us the credit of like, hey guys, we all know this doesn't look like a Ferrari, or like, we know this is not a Mustang. So do the public, or do the enthusiasts, the courtesy of like, just be upfront, just call it a Mach-E, just call this, I don't know, a Dino maybe.
There was such condescension, right, from some of the folks, I think, involved with the design, sort of this, we know better than you do, and you just wait, because in a couple of years, you'll appreciate it kind of thing. And I think that works for Porsche, right? I mean, you go back, whenever the new 911 comes out, there's some derision, right? Where when the 991 came out, oh, that's too big, or whatever. The 992 came out, also too big, to the taillight lights in the back don't work, the screens, right? We got rid of the physical dials, this kind of thing. And in retrospect, maybe they did know what they were doing, but I just don't see that happening with this. And I think they're going to probably end up doing something very, very similar to what Dodge has done with the electric Challenger and Charger, where they're just going to have a come to Jesus and just right the ship, because I just don't see this moving forward. I think they really got caught with their pants down here, and it's they can't move forward with what they've got.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a few weeks ago. Per car, they make the most profit of any car company in the world, right? So they know things that they know that they are doing really well, right? So I wonder if this is we have to do this because of legal and everything else, or the legislation. I'm hearing more and more strong rumors that there is a manual car coming from Ferrari. Dave, who listens to the show, sent me a message today to say the Ferrari share price is completely tanked. I've not checked it out, but if it has, I would suggest, and we are not financial advisors
buy
here,
in now.
but knowing that there is a manual, right?
We do keep offering investment advice, though. This is like the second or third time recently.
Yes. So I hear that this, and I've heard this for 2 years now. The first person who told me was a former head of design at an Italian design house, and I won't throw them over the coals, but they said there was one coming. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of Pininfarina, this, really things started going downhill once Ferrari got rid of Pininfarina.
Yeah.
And this is just really I think the word is nadir, right? I mean, this really is the bottom of the barrel, because what is Ferrari? What is Ferrari? What is a Ferrari, right? Is it one of those things you just know it when you see it, or is there just this implied notion that there is the spirit of the brand baked in? And there's just none of that. It's like you took every other electric car, right? And sort of threw it all into a bowl and stuck it in the oven, and this thing came out. Nothing's terrible, but it's not a Ferrari.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not engaging. It's not remarkable. It looks very generic.
No.
I was just fact checking myself because Johnny posted about it and said it was designed by the team behind the iPhone. So with that context, it makes a little more sense that it came out looking the way it did, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's like so bland.
I have a question for you both. How much will the Daytona seats be for this? Because they're going to offer.
I mean, a lot.
And what a weird, it'll be like a Mr. Potato Head, where you're tacking on parts, in an attempt to try to make it look more Ferrari-like, and it'll just be a mess when all is said and done. So,
well, I think what's funny too is like the taillights actually do look Ferrari, but the taillights, it's such a weird, it's like they're throwing everybody a bone. Like, yeah, but look at the back.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a market for an EV Ferrari? I think that's my bigger puzzlement, sort of, is like, who's going to buy it?
Well, look at the Taycan. I think up until recently, that's sold pretty well. I mean, in fact, it was in high demand.
People rave about them.
Yeah, no one ever said it was ugly, right?
I wonder what other options you can get for it. Do you think you can get the hand-painted stripes over the bonnet?
I mean, I feel like you could probably get anything you want for the right price.
Yeah.
We're talking $1 million electric car by the time you've
put
all that thing into it.
But, I mean, it feels a little bit like, I'm wearing outlet designer brand stuff. It's like, are people going to buy it for the sake of being able to be like, I have a Ferrari? It's like, but do you?
Are they going to have to buy it though to get the other cars?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, and maybe they'll be so heavily discounted, right, out of necessity. They've certainly got the fat on the bone or what have you. But I think we've got.
We're all going to be. This is Ryan's next EV.
Take more than $7,500.
2,000%
we just answered our own
discount.
question.
But I think
problem solved.
If Enzo was alive to see this, it's he's going around really quickly right now, 6 feet under somewhere in Italy, right? Yeah,
that was one of the phrases. It was something like Chris Harris's quote today, and I'm going to get it wrong, so listen to that emergency podcast. But it was something about powered by Enzo Ferrari turning in his grave.
as usual, said more eloquently, right, by Mr. Chris Harris.
They're so
That's
funny.
right, Chris. It's. But there were a couple of other electric car launches in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So Mercedes had a launch. Did you guys see that?
I saw a lot of pictures and posts about it.
I didn't get to go.
God knows what they said on it. I didn't get an invite, and I live in the town which they launched it. But they took over is it the 6th Street Bridge?
6th Street Bridge, which, I mean, seems to be something that people need to get places, but what do I know? Yeah.
And it was a whole week. It wasn't just for one night. They took over. They had to get planning to take it over for the whole week.
What?
So that would have cost a fortune.
Well, and talk about a mess traffic-wise. I mean, you close anything in LA and it just creates havoc.
So then they brought in F1 drivers
and
to drive
pretend F1 drivers.
Yeah. They hired Blink 182. And it was funny because about 3 weeks ago, I saw an interview with the drummer from Blink 182. And he said he was interviewed and he said, are you playing any gigs this year? And he said, we're playing one. So they only played one gig all year. And he said, who are you playing for? And they said, oh, it's a private gig. And they're like, who for? Mercedes. So, and a sidetrack, if you want to save money and do it on a budget Mercedes, check out Blink 182. There is a Mexican cover band who do covers, and maybe we can get inserted into this show a quick clip. But they do covers of songs, and specifically Blink 182. So check them out. But I also heard, go on.
I was going to say, is Blink 182, is that the demographic? Obviously, they've researched this. Why Blink 182 of all bands? I mean, what would have been a better alignment there, or was that the right alignment? I don't know. It's
the price is right.
Yeah. I personally think it's not the way to launch a car. And I'm not.
Well, I think we can list the ways that this wasn't the way to launch a car, right?
It's a big check for one night, right?
Yeah.
Look at those guys at Zinger, right?
Yeah.
They went and said, we want to go and get the top 5 lap records in North America.
Right.
So they took their electric car and they drove it, I think, to every location. And they got the lap records, right?
Yep.
That's the way. People are still talking about that 2 years later.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and they made a documentary about it along the way and then shared that at Car Week. And it was tremendous.
It's real. It's authentic. And this was just a bunch of literally smoke and mirrors, right? And notice we haven't even mentioned the car itself, right? We're talking about the event. But the car itself, up until today, was the ugliest car that had been released over the past 7 days, right? And to see our peers...
Who's Ferrari's biggest fan right now? Mercedes?
Ferrari said, hold my Peroni.
Good Lord. I mean, thank God for Ferrari, because we had 6 days or whatever it was of our peers, automotive journalists, walking a very thin line, right? About, I've heard other terms used, but trying very hard not to disparage the car itself. I mean, it must have been a hell of a party, right? And now, of course, we see that with the Ferrari too. Names that we know, that we trust, people on YouTube, and they're building up things like the retracting EV charging panel gas flap thing. It's like, this is what they're highlighting, right?
That's what they have to talk about.
Yeah, they're doing this really weird dance of not wanting to offend Mercedes or Ferrari, and I get it, but where's the objectivity?
I think the Mercedes launch was like a flash in the pan, whereas these people are going to be talking about the Ferrari launch for a while. And it wasn't a special launch. It was just a special car. And if you're listening Ferrari, I think it looks great.
That's right.
And the last name is PIL for the future.
That's right.
That's
but
right.
You know how, like,
I'm
when
available.
When the federal government releases bad news about the economy, it's always over the holiday weekend, right? This is exactly what Ferrari did, and I think that tells you everything you need to know.
But yeah, I mean, when you talk about the engagement, people talked about the Mercedes for a bit, talked about the event kind of in the couple days following the event, but so far Ferrari has definitely created engagement and discussion. But it's kind of like, what was it, a year and a half ago? The Jaguar redesign. I mean, look at the engagement and discourse that was generated by that.
But I think the
Knowing that
difference
that
is
Jaguar is going to be, I don't know, half the price of. Is that now a beautiful car?
Which one? The Mercedes?
The Jaguar.
Jaguar, sorry.
Jaguar.
We'll
It's a
have to
good
do
question,
some
Dan.
elocution.
It's all
pronunciation
relative,
lessons.
isn't it? It's all relative.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like you don't go out to the club with all your good-looking friends, do you? You go with your ugly friends, so you look like the good-looking one.
This is the Pilling Club strategy. We're
Yes.
finding out.
Psychology 101.
Yes, and that is our
I mean,
club.
I don't think it changes. It doesn't change how I think the car looks, but it definitely changes sort of like where it is in like
Value.
yeah, and like consideration, I guess. Because if it looks a certain way and you feel a certain way about how it looks and the price is in the stratosphere, then you're like, well, I don't even need to think about it. But if it's in a more affordable range, then does it make you reconsider like, okay, well, would I drive it for, like the conversation starterness of it if it was more affordable? Because it would definitely like generate engagement. People would talk to you.
What do you think, Ryan?
I don't even know anymore, guys. What's up is down. What's right is wrong.
Let's slowly go
So
on.
that's a yes.
Ferrari is sacred, I think, in a way that, is unique, right, to a brand. And this was really sacrilege. This was kind of the last sacred brand, right? And
definitely the high watermark for sure.
Yeah, and
but I mean, I think we're seeing this actually with a lot of kind of the heritage brands. I mean, again, look at Jaguar tried to do this, and do they know something that we don't in terms of like times are changing, the market's changing, what people want is changing, and so they're feeling like they have to do this drastic like redesign to stay relevant for the current car buyer? Like, is that part of it?
I think there are car companies that have got it right. So
Yeah.
you look at Renault. Renault have done an electric Renault 5, and everyone loves it, right? It plays on history of the car brand. It's a familiar looking but modern technological device.
Yeah.
So I think some companies get it right.
And some don't.
And Ferrari are in that group. Let's move us away from electric via hybrid, shall we? We'll slowly go off of electric.
We'll quietly feel like we're getting raptured and move on to a new topic.
Yeah, because I think we've beaten this one to death. Audi have just released a new advertising campaign for the hybrid. I think it's the RS5. And they have stolen all my ideas.
So not again.
That's how you know they're good.
To June, July 2021. 2021, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah.
I got to test drive one of the early Taycans, and I got to write an article on it. And this is way before the film as well. But what I did is I took the example of Bob Dylan. So if you're not familiar, Bob Dylan was very famous because in one occasion he went to a music festival, and instead of playing folk, as the history of the festival was, he plugged in an electric guitar. Half the audience loved it, half the audience were in uproar. But I compared that moment in musical history to the coming of age of electric cars with the Porsche Taycan. Well, obviously Audi have got a lot more budget than I had, so they've just released a video on very similar lines.
Right.
Can you believe it? Can I sue them? Like, what can I do?
They can at least, throw a new car your way, right?
Right.
It's a great commercial, right? I think a borrowed idea, but
stolen,
it's a genius.
Ryan,
stolen. I mean, it's there. It is. It's in a magazine with a print date. I mean, it's Exhibit A, right?
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. What's the argument? When certain musicians, they will sample prior songs. Audi was heavily sampling Dan's article.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like vanilla ice. Audi of vanilla ice.
I was going to say the Sugar Hill Gang, but I guess that shows the difference in ages for us. So.
Well, who was that? Wasn't there an issue with wasn't it Robin Thicke and like Marvin Gaye's family a few years ago? Wasn't that what it was? And they were saying
that wasn't even
stolen.
A sample. No, just the same song. But
that was the ultimate decision. Was this does not qualify as sampling?
Yeah. It's I don't know. Maybe to bring this back to what we were talking about just before this. Maybe it's maybe we've run out of ideas, right? There are only so many notes on a musical scale, right?
Yeah.
Only so many combinations, right? You can put them in, and maybe we just. I don't know. We need a new drug. We need a refresh, a clean slate.
I guarantee you, Audi watched the film A Complete Unknown, and the advertising agency, that's where they got the idea from.
Really?
So in essence, the movie copied me as well.
Damn straight.
My logic.
Also, he loves Ferrari.
You have really great ideas, is what I'm hearing.
I do, and I'm available for consultation. So that we've established now, I'm very good at customer service. So if you're an automotive dealer, but also if you want ideas around advertising new cars, just call on That Car Show. So Stellantis have agreed and signed a memorandum of understanding with Jaguar Land Rover.
Yeah.
Is that one of the best collaborations in the world to happen, or one of the worst?
It's wild. And because we have so little information, they said they're going to share product and technology information, but I'm like, so what does that mean? I'm so curious because it's such an interesting pairing.
Every Stellantis / Chrysler / Daimler, right? Mashup in the past has been awful, right? So I don't have high hopes for any sort of partnership here. It was Myron Vernus, right, when he was talking about a few shows back when he was talking about the brilliant Greek engineering, added to the British. What was I can't remember.
Yeah, what did he have? That unique car that he has.
Reliant.
Maybe it was, but they made one in Greece, right? So, I mean, if the one built in the UK wasn't bad enough, get the one built in Greece, right? It's that same thing, though. Two wrongs don't make a right, and I'm wondering if that's where this is headed. So,
well, I mean, I think we like both of them separately. I'm fascinated to see this unfold because I'm really curious what the hope is and what the intent is. I'm like, does this mean we're going to get like a Range Rover Pacifica? And then, Angela's Death Highway will just be the happiest, person around.
It's weird though, because at one point, you've got Jaguar Land Rover who do a premium product, right? Stellantis, when they do a premium product, it doesn't sell. Look at the Wagoneer, right?
Right.
So that doesn't work. Stellantis have said they're going to make probably 4 or 5 new cars under 40,000. I can't see that working with Jaguar Land Rover and their branding. The only thing I can hope for is that they take some of the ideas from the Jeep and they make a Defender pickup truck. How cool would that be?
Oh, yeah, I could see that being a good marriage, partnership, whatever. Like, there's definitely potential there.
But I just want to know what the objective is, right? I think for any venture, there should be an objective clearly stated, right? And everything you do should be done toward that goal. And I'm just not quite sure what that goal is yet. It's Jaguar Land Rover. I thought it was just Jaguar. No, Jaguar Land Rover, I think, has a little more to offer.
Well, I wonder. Go on, Lindsay.
No, I mean, I have to think it's economic, where they think they can kind of share, like develop something and share it across more of the vehicles. But it's weird, like they have such different objectives as companies, like you were saying, Dan. Like, one is a premium brand, one is the bulk of the cars are not thought of as premium necessarily. So it's a curious pair for sure.
I wonder if they're going to let Land Rover build in a factory in the US. Because that way you would get around all the tariffs.
Well, yeah, Dan. I mean, you look at BMW, you look at Mercedes. What are the cars that they build in the States? It's their SUVs, right?
Yeah.
Smart guy, Dan.
Interesting. Yeah.
An excellent point.
Yeah.
And he's available, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
That's right. So bring a trailer. have just posted a car that I can't believe they're allowed to sell.
Well, and it already sold.
Did it sell? Okay. So shout out to Victoria who shared this with me. This was a Aston Martin DB9. So we're definitely out of electric woods right now. It had a Corvette LS3 V8 swap. And it had gone to Q-Town to be modified in a James Bond style. So Lindsay, what did it sell for?
So it's sold for, and I love this so much. It's so silly, but I love it. $57,007. So 57,007.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
I love it. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I would really enjoy a car that shoots flames out the front.
Yeah, flames out the front.
Yeah.
It's it's just been taken to town to. Yeah, that's one way to deal with LA traffic.
Yeah. Just flamethrower people out of your way.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to the new buyer.
Yeah.
Congratulations on making a very good bid.
Yes.
That's very smart.
Please
indeed.
reach out, as we would all love to experience the car in person.
That's right. Ford are doing more collaborations on the Bronco front. Is that right?
Yeah, they're doing the F-250 and up, I think, with Carhartt, and then now they've announced that they're going to be doing a Bronco with Filson, which Dan and I are familiar with because it's an outfitter based in Seattle. And other than they've announced that they're doing a Bronco with Filson, there are no details yet, but the launch is June 3rd, so we will know soon enough.
Yeah, and in the summer, that head office is a place for cars and coffee.
Right.
So yeah, it's a good place to go, and they're car people, and it's great. So
I like this partnership.
Yeah. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I know the brand name, but I don't know the brand that well. What is there a signature piece Filson is known for? Like,
I think they make like premier outdoor, or they're an outdoor outfitter.
Yeah.
But I think
it
should be cool and gear.
Hipster stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
I'm not cool enough to own anything, but
shut your mouth. But I feel like the Bronco is it's long in the tooth, enough now, right? Where maybe it needs a little injection, right? Of cool. And maybe
Filson is here with the syringe.
That's right.
It's a bad image.
I like that. Yeah. No, that's great. Last weekend, the internet broke when it came to cars and coffees, because I don't know if it's a new owner, but someone took a road legal McLaren F1 Longtail to a cars and coffee at IKEA. Did you guys see this?
I did. Yeah.
I saw that you shared it. Do you
know
where?
God bless them.
I know. Where was this cars and coffee? Obviously IKEA, but do we know what city?
I'll tell you in a second. So it says cars and coffee. God, it doesn't say the location.
Yeah, they definitely won cars and coffee that day for sure.
Right. Like, how'd you beat that? And I saw the sister car to that a few weeks ago, so I guess I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago when I went to BMW and we did some filming in South Carolina, we filmed the McLaren F1 Longtail race car. So there'll be a video coming out on that soon on the Peterson channel.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly the same branding, I believe, to the Finna fuel sponsor.
Very cool. Yeah.
So that's it makes the cars and coffees we go to look a bit bland, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely blows the Carrera GT out of the water, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention a GT4, but
yeah.
What have we got coming up? Have we got much coming up?
I think hopefully just more driving now that the weather's getting better. I say that as it was like pouring rain this morning here, but hopefully in general, the driving weather is going to be more and more consistent. So just getting out and driving all the cars, hopefully. How about you guys?
I'm off in the morning to 3 days of driving with a couple car buddies. We are headed to Aspen and environs, and it's about the only time of year I can afford to stay in Aspen, the mud season.
Yes.
So
you got to go in the off season.
That's right. It's still expensive, but
it's better.
But no, looking forward to it. I think the fleet is my GT4. We've got a Ruby Star Spider RS, and then some sort of very heavily modified C8 Corvette that I'm sure will take us in the straights, but will choke in the corners. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'll have plenty to talk about when we get back. There's always some good car spotting in Aspen too. So
that's awesome. That'll be
I want
really
to give
fun.
you guys a list of cars that I'm going to see this weekend. And I am going to say it is a who's who list of cars. I'm going to be heading out to Sonoma Raceway for Velocity Invitational. So a big shout out to Ali and the team who are kind of going to host me this weekend. Are you ready for this list of cars? Like, I'm not sure I believe it until I see them.
Okay.
I mean, we're sitting down.
Yeah, and listening comfortably. McLaren F1 chassis number 42. McLaren F1 HDK chassis number 18. McLaren F1 GTR LT 23R. Gordon Murray T50, Gordon Murray T50, Gordon Murray T50, wow. Gordon Murray T50, Gordon Murray T50, and guess what? Gordon Murray T50. McLaren Solus GT, McLaren P1, McLaren P1 HDK. I'll make this brief. McLaren Senna, LaFerrari Aperta, LaFerrari Coupe, Enzo Ferrari, F40, Daytona SP3, Daytona SP3, Daytona SP3, Porsche 918, Porsche 918, Porsche 918, Koenigsegg Gecko Absolute, Koenigsegg Agera RS, Aston Martin Valhalla, Pagani Huayra BC, Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, a Mercedes-Benz SLR Sterling Moss Edition,
wow,
a few Ford GTs, and then 3 roofs and 300 other cars.
So what you're saying is all these people went to the Enterprise Con and they said, "Do you have anything fun?"
That's right. And
it's amazing.
Available.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, you can have some stories. Yeah, just be careful when you park, huh?
Right. It's it should be a fun weekend.
Have you been to Velocity before, Dan?
I have not. Have you been?
I haven't, and I keep hearing from people that have gone that it's like just the bee's knees. So I'm very jealous that you get to go, and I want to hear about it. So, but I think you're going to have an amazing time. I've heard it's like a top-notch event.
Is Jorge joining you from Tormenting Tarmac?
He's not. So he went a couple of years ago, didn't he?
Okay.
And he got to interview Jensen Button.
That's right.
So check out for his podcast for that. He got to interview. I think he spent some time with the Dirtfish folks.
He had Josie on there, I think.
Yeah. So
he had a fun interview with Zach Clapman last week too, which is definitely worth.
Yeah, he's on fire, isn't he?
Out as well. He is.
Yeah, that boy's phone book is kind of popping up now, isn't it?
Thought of him.
Yeah,
like a son. He is. A podcast son.
So you got Steve and his mum. You've got Jorge's artificial dad. Just for podcasting.
I'm old enough to be his dad. Anyway.
Too funny. That's
shout out Jorge. We love you.
Do we need to give anyone else a shout out before we finish up tonight?
I'm sure we do, but I'll think of it later.
Yeah.
Insert names here.
Can we give a plug to the 150 years of Mercedes-Benz exhibition? 100 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the Peterson Museum has just opened up a 100 years celebration. It's called World Class.
Okay.
And that's a play on words because obviously all the Mercedes have a certain class, S-Class, E-Class, right?
Clever.
So obviously the company is older than 100 years, but when Mercedes and Benz got together, that was 100 years ago.
I see. Okay. Well, that's where my confusion came in. But yes, that's cool. It looks amazing. Yeah.
There's a race car in there worth $70 million. There are two, not one, but 2 Pebble Beach winners.
Nice.
There is Walt Disney's last car.
Oh, that's cool.
And I won't give too many others away because, but if you're in LA, actually there's a few right now. So if you're in LA and you want to go see that. There is also a very limited edition BMW in the Peterson as well right now. So last weekend, BMW launched in person a new M3 CS manual. And it's got some stupid German names. So
yeah, I was going to ask you to pronounce it for us. But
yeah, it's called Handschafter or something like that.
It's a good time. Yeah.
But this is a role reversal because historically, the Europeans and the Brits get the best M cars and the best BMWs. The M3 CS wagon touring is available there, but not here.
Right.
So this is a bit of a love letter for the end of that model, and they've done a lightweight, so it's slightly lighter, slightly less horsepower, rear-wheel drive only, manual M3 CS.
And it's only coming to North America, right? The manual?
Yes, and there's going to be less than one per dealership, which is pretty cool. It's going to be limited. It's not a limited production, but there are a limited run. And I think for a month it's going to be on display in the museum. So go check it out.
That's awesome. They're taking the, what were you saying? Ferrari builds 2 less cars than they know they have demand for?
Right. That ethos. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone who actually was there. I can't remember who it was, but was actually there when they said that.
Really?
It was in Monterey. It was Luca de Montezemolo in Monterey, and he said it in public. I mean, it's probably not the first and last time he said it, but it was the same time period where he announced it. I wish I could remember. Let me know who that was. Text me. That was you.
The source, reveal yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know how many people have been hitting me up for the true identity of Angeles Death Highway lately?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think any of us know. So stop asking. But
you do protest too much.
Right.
Well, be a good rumor to start.
What caught me by surprise, and it makes perfect sense, because they've kept their identity a secret, and you can reach them through the Instagram account. I wasn't expecting the people that were assuming we knew because we had them on the show, because I had people say like, well, how did you book them if you don't know who it is? Yeah. Which is a reasonable question.
Burner phones and voice disguisers. Right. I mean, that's how we roll.
He was very quick, wasn't he, to get the parody video, Ferrari parody video out?
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Like, and categorically, I can tell you it's not me, Ferrari. Please, it's not me.
No.
And again, that last name spelling is.
Yes, absolutely. Look very good on a guest placard around his neck. So
That's right. Yes. Media credentials, please. Ferrari. Credentials.
He's been killing it with his videos lately, though, because they've been so timely.
Yeah. How does that?
Again, it's like commentary, because I'm like, I go watch those and I'm like, all right, that's what happened.
Just keeps getting sharper.
Yeah, exactly. I know. No, but it's been fun hearing people's guesses of who they think it is.
Yeah. And we haven't mentioned mustard once this whole show. So
we did well, didn't we? We didn't cut any
almost
mustard in the show. Yeah. The feud continues there, though, and it's great to be a spectator, isn't it?
I mean, it's my favorite car drama at the moment. He is piping hot. Probably saying that wrong.
Is that a show?
I guess that's a show.
I think it is.
Well, thank you for listening, as always. Big thank you to our sponsors. There are slots still available if anyone's interested in sponsoring the show. Just email us or reach out on our Instagrams. We'd love to talk to you.
Well, on that note, remember, always be driving. We're That Car Show, and we will see you next week.